It's the Pacers in Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Hey guys, taking a look here at Kyle Lowry. What will we see from him?
Lowry is a feisty, quick, strong point guard, Kevin, and he's a very aggressive defender, gets a lot of steals, and then offensively, I love the way he's developed his long-range shot. That's something he couldn't do well when he first entered the league, but now he's a big-time three-point shooter.
And he's also a pretty good defender who really presses up and gets into people. He creates steals, he forces turnovers, and that to me is part of what makes him special, utilizing that quickness and strength to disrupt things defensively.
This is the last stop for the Raptors before returning to Toronto. They are still putting the pieces together right now with just one win in their first 5 games so far.
When you look at Toronto, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk for them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Gay with it, and Granger picks him up defensively. Back to Gay. He dishes it to Lowry. Kicks to Gay. Shot clock at 6. Makes it off the glass. Gay's got 9 points.
Rudy Gay is clearly a player with star potential, guys. He's got size, skill, elite athleticism. He's in his 8th season now, and he's looking to put it all together and make his first All-Star team.
Fisher against Hansbrough. Hill passes to Fisher. Granger, a screen on Hansbrough. Fisher dishes to Granger. It's stolen by Hansbrough. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. 5th, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
And the Raptors with some changes. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Johnson. Quincy Hayes has come in for Tyler Hansbrough. And Quentin Richardson has subbed in for Rudy Gay. Indiana trailing here. And for Rudy Gay, a score, a terrific rebound. He can do it all.
I think for him, it's the little things that will put him over the top. Just better shot selection, better focus defensively. But there's no doubt about it. He's one of the most talented players in the NBA, and that's why Toronto made the trade for him last year. Here's
Augustine. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. And Augustine kicks to Fields. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Landry Fields, who last season signed a nice big 3-year contract with the Raptors, but suffered an elbow injury and missed more than a month, and really struggled with his shooting in his return. That's something that he brought to the table as a Knick, and the Raptors were counting on. They're hoping that he can bounce back and be the player he was 2 years ago.
David West, he's checked in for Indiana. And both free throws good for Fields. And the silver lining when you talk about Fields shooting, that's never been the strength of his game.
No, he's more of a complementary player, an excellent rebounder as a wing, smart defender, can guard multiple positions, just kind of knows how to play and knows how to contribute to a team.
Here's West. Hibbert trying to free himself up. West, that's good. West has got 8 points.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Now here is Augustine. Here's Fields. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
Great shot. Had to fade back, but he still managed to drain.
Last game for the Raptors, they picked up the W against Charlotte.
Their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another 3-point goal.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling. That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. The dish to Augustine. Augustine off the pick from Gray. And here's Augustine. The feed to Gray. Great tee that time from Hibbert. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
Tune in Friday, November 9th. Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets. Don't miss out.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far.
Well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
Fisher in at point guard. Roy Hibbert is out there with Danny Granger. Then there's Hill, and it's George in at the 2 guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Here's Lowry. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allowed the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game, and the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Granger against DeRozan. Fader on the way. Count that one. DeRozan's got 7 points for the quarter. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, and it is bad, it was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep, and the Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, what an impressive season for Paul George in 2012-13. He said, if you talk to these guys, they will tell you, I told them my rookie year, by year 3, I'd be an all-star. He fulfilled that prediction and helped lead the Pacers to the conference final. Coach Vogel said, quote, he's grown tremendously. When he got going on the offensive end, that's when our season changed. Guys, consider he's just 23, a world of potential.
Well, it certainly seems like a smart move for him. Thanks, Doris.
Well, he has all the skill, and for him, I think it's just about assertiveness. You know, staying in the attack mode constantly on offense. That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
Tyler Hansbrough, a physical player, came out of North Carolina, is really good at drawing fouls in bunches, even in limited playing time. Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
1:31 left here in the second. Here's Augustine. He kicks it to AC. All sorts of time. Luis Scola with the rebound. And for Hansbrough, a low career field goal percentage for a big man, but his free throws help make up for that in the line.
Yeah, he's a guy who's just going to put his head down and try to create contact, get to the line. find some garbage points around the basket, but he's an energy guy and someone you love having coming off the bench because of the spark he can provide when he enters the game.
Johnson's there from 12 feet out, and the shot is good. Hansbrough's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Fisher, the pass to West. The reverse. Scola, no luck.
Boy, he blew the easy two by profiling, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
Augustine against Fisher. Here's the teardrop. It's rebounded by Copeland. Pacers trail by 7. And Fisher kicks to Johnson. It's stolen by Hansbrough. And here's the fast break. Fields leading the way. That's good. Fields has got his second bucket tonight. And so here is Indiana. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
The Pacers have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. And so we wrap up the first half. Raptors lead by 11. And coming up now, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll return with the start of the third quarter in just a while.
Now, presented by Sprint.
The weekend is finally upon us, and on this Friday night, it's time for the halftime show. A terrific start for the Raptors. They've struggled a bit in the early going this season, but appear to be in good shape for the second half. And offensively, just filling it up, making the pass to the open man, generating opportunities. They are piling up points in a hurry. Not the same story, though, for the Pacers. Awful free throw shooting has been a major thorn in their side. It's been ugly. The baddest one hasn't made much of an impact so far. Everything's been rimming out for him. He's got to be frustrated. And that'll be it for us here. Thanks so much for joining me. Now it's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We hope to see you around next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Rudy Gay playing very well. He has 14 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
So for Toronto right now, Steve Novak is out there with Tyler Hansbrough. Then it's Quentin Richardson. Then there's Lowry. And it's Fields in at the 3, the small forward. Lowry against Fisher. Lowry dishes to Hansbrough. 6 on the shot clock. Fisher against Lowry.
It's his fourth foul, and I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked. And it's nice to see Raptors coach Dwayne Casey getting another chance at being a head coach. A lot of people felt he got a bum rap back in Minnesota in 2007. He had that team overachieving at 500 when he was let go. So I'm glad he's gotten a second chance and he's making the most of it.
Well, you look at Fisher, and if you guys noticed a nice billboard of him going up as he signs with Jordan.
Yeah, it looks like they want to make him one of their featured athletes, and we should keep seeing him promoted like that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
By the way, sweet-looking shoes.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah, and I'm sure part of the deal is plenty of product. I'd like to get in on that.
And Toronto making a change here. Augustine's checked in. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Fisher with the ball. Now defended by Novak. Fields with the steal. Oh, and here comes Fields all alone. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Well, they've played terrific basketball at both ends, and that's why this lead is totally out of control.
Really been an almost flawless game for him, Steve. No doubt about it.
And you go back to that Timberwolves team at 500. Casey was let go, and then, Steve, they went 12 and 30 after he was gone.
Yeah, they struggled with his departure, and a lot of the players actually were sad to see him go. So, you know, that's sometimes the case in the NBA. You know, coaches get blamed for everything, fairly or not. And in Casey's case, I respect the fact that he got back to work, did a great job in Dallas as an assistant, and is now the head man in Toronto trying to get this team turned around.
Just 5 to shoot. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Fisher, the pass to Watson. Dishes it to Hill. And the pass to Hibbert. Finds the open look, and it's on target. Hibbert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Pass to Augustine. He feeds it to Fields. Pass to Richardson. Fields, 6 to shoot. That's good. Fields has got 10. And it's the Pacers with the ball. 15-point game. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
And I'll tell you what, even though they looked like the better team a year ago, they only managed a split of the season series.
Watson kicks it to West, and it's sent back by Fields. They retain possession. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Hibbert. Ball's not loose. Richardson against Fisher. Augustine. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. They get C.J. Watson.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
No good on the second free throw. Now here's Stoller. Augustine against Fisher. George. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. George has got 11 points.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Toronto ahead, leading by 14. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Next Monday night, November 11th, Michael Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. Live from Indianapolis. Do not miss it.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Toronto.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Pacers. Fisher, he's in at the point. Danny Granger out there with Stoller. Then it's George Hill, and it's George in at the 3 slot. And good on the basket. Book it. 16 points for Rudy Gay.
Well, you got to be so careful with him defensively because he has the ability to get hot at a moment's notice. And if that happens at the wrong time, you're in some big trouble.
And he also loves to jump into the passing lanes and pick you off. He likes to shoot the gap. It backfires on occasion, but like a great base runner, he seems to pick his spots pretty well.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, guys, for the Pacers, it's been a slow and long climb from the Malice at the Palace back in '04. But now with a terrific young team fresh off a strong showing in the Eastern Conference Finals, we can finally say the Pacers are back and they're going to be around for a while contending for championships.
Amir Johnson's checked in for the Raptors. Left side Lowry. Passes it to Hansbrough. Fades away. And Hibbert with the block. And Fisher kicks to Stoll. That misses off the backboard. And for the Pacers, ever since that unfortunate night in Detroit, the attendance in Indiana has sagged. They've been at the bottom half percentage-wise, Steve, for the last 9 years.
Well, it's time for the fans to come back, Kevin. This is an elite team. They've got really high character, good guys. Ticket prices are about 60% less than the league norm. One of the best arenas in the NBA, and hey, it's Indiana. I mean, this is a basketball state.
And it's Lowry penetrating, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
No question, a lot of fans will be focused on that matchup for Brooklyn.
Here's Gay. Feeds it to DeRozan. And that one's good. Timeout called the Pacers.
Well, an interesting revelation regarding Rudy Gay came out recently. I mean, he's had vision issues for years and refused to wear corrective lenses, contacts, or goggles. That might explain why a player with such a great looking stroke would struggle with his shooting percentages from outside.
David West is checked in for Luis Stoll. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He told them that they simply have to step up, saying if we don't make a move now, it's going to be too late. Give them everything you've got. Kevin?
All right, Doris. And Clark, you talked about Rudy Gay declining to wear contact lenses. Steve, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me.
Well, there's got to be a good reason for it, and I haven't talked to Rudy about it. But look, I mean, every player has to be comfortable out on the floor. You either wear goggles or wear contacts or don't wear anything at all. I mean, it's whatever is comfortable, that's the most important thing.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And stolen by Fisher. And he finished it off with the lane.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Lowry drives in. Here's Johnson, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
That's good. 18 points for Roy Hibbert.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Toronto calls timeout. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push.
And refocus, Kevin. You got to take care of your body. And I think we ought to drink some Gatorade here, too. I thought I noticed some slip-ups here the last couple minutes from your end on the play-by-play.
So a close game sees Indiana take this one. And Clark, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.
Just a so-so performance for you tonight, but the team still got the win. Is that the bottom line, or do you feel like you could have done something more?
This ain't no one-man show. You guys are always looking for something, even when we win. I was just fine out there. The rest of the guys were too. We won the game. So let's not get caught up on other stuff, man. Our time is much better spent getting ready for next game anyway. It's way too easy to start dwelling on stuff that's irrelevant in the end. And I'm not about to let that happen with me or with this team.